I, 29 male, met Vanessa, 26, at a friend's housewarming party 2 years ago. She was everything I thought I wanted: gorgeous, funny, ambitious. We hit it off immediately, and within 3 months we were official. By our 1-year anniversary, she'd moved into my apartment. Looking back, the red flags were there. I just had rose-colored glasses superglued to my face. It started small. She'd borrow my car and return it with an empty tank. She'd forget her wallet when we went out. She'd make plans with my friends without asking me first. But I was in love, so I made excuses. She was just comfortable with me. She was stressed from work. She grew up differently than me. The turning point came 6 months ago. I got a promotion at work, senior software developer, nice salary bump. Took Vanessa out to celebrate at this fancy steakhouse. She ordered the most expensive everything, which was fine. I was celebrating. But then she said something that made my blood run cold. Now that you're making real money, we should start looking at houses. I already talked to a realtor friend about neighborhoods. You already talked to a realtor? About buying a house? Well, yeah, we've been together over a year. It's time to take the next step. Oh, and I think we should get a joint account. Makes everything easier. Something about the way she said it, like it was already decided, set off every alarm bell in my head. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the little things. How she never talked about her job, but always had money for shopping. How she was vague about her past relationships. How she got weird whenever I suggested meeting her family. That's when I call my sister Riley. Riley's 5 years older than me and has been a licensed private investigator for 8 years. We weren't super close growing up, but we gotten tighter since our dad passed 3 years ago. I hadn't told Vanessa that Riley was a PI, just said she worked in corporate security, which wasn't technically a lie. Hey, Night Owl, what's up? Riley answered on the second ring. I need a favor. A professional one. I'll pay your full rate. This about Vanessa? How did you dash? I'm a PI dummy. Plus you sound like someone kicked your puppy. What's going on? I explained everything. The little things, the house comment, the gut feeling that something was off. Riley listened without interrupting. All right, she finally said. I'll take the case. But we do this by the book. Contract, payments, the whole deal. And you better be prepared for whatever I find. I just need to know if I'm being paranoid. In my experience, when someone's gut is screaming this loud, they're usually not. Update 1. Riley was thorough. Scary thorough. She started showing up at my place when Vanessa was at work, acting like she was just visiting her little brother. Vanessa seemed to buy it, even got chummy with Riley. They'd chat about TV shows, swap recipes. Vanessa had no idea Riley was memorizing every word, every detail. Your girlfriend's interesting, Riley told me during one of our sibling lunches, really case updates. She's got 3 different stories about where she went to college depending on who asks. 3. Told me she went to state. Told your friend Marcus she went to university up north. Told your neighbor she did online school. Maybe she's just confused? Riley gave me a look. She's also given me 2 different last names for her mother. And that job she has at the marketing firm? I called. They've never heard of her. My sandwich turned to cardboard in my mouth. She's unemployed? Oh, she's employed. Just not where she says. I'm still tracking that down. But here's the kicker. Remember how she said she's allergic to cats? Yeah. Saw her yesterday at lunch. Petting every cat at the Cat Cafe on 5th Street. Stayed there for an hour. The hits kept coming. Vanessa claimed her ex was abusive, but Riley found social media posts from him. Dude was happily married with kids, living across the country. Vanessa said she was an only child, but Riley found a sister. Said sister wouldn't talk to Riley, but did say, good luck with that psycho, before hanging up. By month 2, Riley had enough for a small novel. But she wanted to be thorough. I think she's got another boyfriend, Riley said during update lunch number 8. I nearly choked on my coffee. What? Been following her on Tuesdays and Thursdays when she says she's at yoga. She goes to an apartment complex on the other side of town. Stays about 2 hours. Always comes out with her hair redone and fresh makeup. Maybe she has a friend there? Maybe. That's why I'm not jumping to conclusions. Could be innocent, but combined with everything else. Update 2. 6 months. 6 months of Riley investigating, me pretending everything was normal, and Vanessa pushing harder for that joint account and house hunting. She'd even started leaving real estate listings on my laptop. Then last Tuesday happened. I came home from work to find Vanessa in my apartment with someone I didn't recognize, a guy about my age, dressed in an expensive suit. "Babe, perfect timing," Vanessa said, jumping up to kiss me. "This is Christopher, the realtor I told you about. He was in the neighborhood, and I invited him up to discuss our options." "Our options for what?" "For our house, silly. I know you've been dragging your feet, so I thought I'd take initiative. Christopher has some amazing listings that are perfect for us." Christopher stood, extending his hand with a practiced smile. "Your girlfriend has excellent taste. She's particularly interested in the Riverside development. Pre-approval should be easy with your income." "My income?" "Well, both your incomes, but Vanessa explained her freelance work is variable." I looked at Vanessa. She had that smile, the one that used to make me melt but now made my skin crawl. "Christopher, I appreciate you coming by, but we're not ready to buy anything. In fact, we haven't even discussed this seriously." Vanessa's smile flickered. "Babe, don't be ridiculous. We've talked about this multiple times." "No, you've talked. I've listened. There's a difference." Christopher sensed the tension. "Perhaps I should leave you two to discuss Dash." "That would be best," I said. After he left, Vanessa turned on me. "What the hell was that? You embarrassed me." "I embarrassed you? You're bringing random realtors to my apartment without asking." "Our apartment?" "No, Vanessa. My apartment. My name on the lease." "Oh, so now you're keeping score? Real nice. I thought we were building a life together." "Are we?" "Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're building a life with my money." She stepped back like I'd slapped her. "I can't believe you just said that." "Really?" "Because Riley's been finding some interesting things about your job at that marketing firm." The color drained from her face. "Riley? Your sister? What does she have to do with anything?" That's when the door opened. Riley walked in, professional as always, carrying a folder. "Hey, Vanessa," she said calmly. "We need to talk." Vanessa looked between us, realization dawning. "Oh my God. Oh my God. Your sister knows everything about us." "Not everything," I said. "Just the important stuff. Like how you don't actually work at Branson Marketing. Or how you've been spending your Tuesdays and Thursdays at Antonio Reed's apartment." "You've been spying on me?" Riley stepped forward. "He hired me to investigate some concerns. And boy, did I find concerns. Want to tell him about Antonio? Or should I?" Vanessa's face went from pale to red. "This is insane. You're both insane. Antonio is just a friend. A friend whose apartment you leave with fresh makeup and redone hair." Riley asked. "A friend who posts couple selfies with you on his private Instagram?" "Those aren't. He's just." "Or should we talk about the 3 credit cards you've applied for using this address? The ones you had sent to your P.O. box?" Riley continued. I felt my legs go weak. "Credit cards. She hasn't activated them yet, thank God. But she tried. Also, remember that weekend last month when she visited her sick mother? She was in Vegas. With Antonio. I have receipts." Vanessa was cornered and she knew it. But instead of coming clean, she doubled down. "So what? So what? You've been lying to me for months. Having your sister pretend to be my friend. That's psychotic." "No," I said, finding my voice. "What's psychotic is lying about your entire life. What's psychotic is trying to manipulate me into buying a house so you could, what? Lie there with Antonio while I pay the mortgage. You don't understand. Antonio and I have history. We're complicated. Were you ever going to tell me? I was going to break up with Antonio. I chose you." "No," Riley interjected. "You chose his money. Antonio's a bartender living paycheck to paycheck. James here just got promoted." The truth hung in the air like smoke. Vanessa's mask had finally slipped completely. "Get out," I said quietly. "You can't just kick me out. I live here. I have rights." "Actually," Riley said, pulling out her phone, "you don't. You're not on the lease. You don't receive mail here officially. And you've been living here less than a year. You're a guest. And your invitation just got revoked. I'll sue. I'll tell everyone what you did. You'll be sorry." "Tell them what? That you're a pathological liar who got caught? That you tried to commit fraud with those credit cards? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, applying for credit in someone else's name is a felony." Vanessa's bravado crumbled. I didn't use his name." "No, but you used his address without permission for financial documents. Still fraud adjacent. Plus, I'm pretty sure Antonio's girlfriend would love to know about you. Antonio doesn't have a weight. Riley smiled. Yeah, he does. Has for 3 years. You're the side chick, honey. Watching Vanessa process, this was like watching a building implode in slow motion. Update 3. Vanessa left that night, but not quietly. She screamed. She cried. She begged. She tried every manipulation in the book. When that didn't work, she got nasty. You'll never find anyone like me. That's the plan? I replied, holding the door open. You're throwing away 2 years. Sunk cost fallacy. Learned about it in the business class you pretended to take. She grabbed what she could carry and stormed out. I changed the locks the next morning. But Vanessa wasn't done. Oh no, she was just getting started. Day 1 post-breakup, she showed up at my work. Security had to escort her out when she wouldn't leave the lobby. She told them she was my fiancée and I was having a mental breakdown. Thank God my boss was understanding when I explained the situation. Day 3. She got her friend Melissa to call me. Melissa tried to convince me that Vanessa was going through something and I should be more understanding. I asked Melissa if she knew about Antonio. She didn't. That call ended quickly. Day 5, Vanessa's mom called. Plot twist. The woman who Vanessa claimed was dead was very much alive and pissed. Turns out Vanessa owed her money too. We had a lovely hour-long conversation about all the things Vanessa had done to her family. Her mom's parting words? I'm sorry she got you too. At least you figured it out before she baby-trapped you. Week 2. The real estate agent, Christopher, called me. Vanessa had given him my number as the primary contact for the house hunt. When I explained we'd broken up, he got quiet. Then, did she happen to mention she already put a deposit down on a viewing? With your credit card information? My blood ran cold. What? She said you authorized it. Gave me a car number and everything. We ran it yesterday. Thank God for Riley's paranoia. She'd had me freeze all my cards the night we kicked Vanessa out. The charge was declined. Listen, Christopher, she's my ex. We're not buying anything. And that credit card thing? That's fraud. OSH. I had no idea. She seems so legitimate. Had all your information. Yeah, that's her specialty. Week 3. Antonio showed up at my apartment. Not to fight, to commiserate. Turns out Riley had reached out to his actual girlfriend, Maria, with evidence of the affair. Maria kicked him out, and he'd pieced together Vanessa's lies too. Man, I'm sorry, he said, looking genuinely remorseful. I didn't know about you. She told me she was single, living with a gay roommate. She told me you were a yoga instructor. We actually grabbed a beer. Weird? Yes, but weirdly therapeutic. We compared notes on Vanessa's lies. The woman had basically created 2 entirely different personas for us. Week 4. Vanessa made one last play. She sent me a long email about how she was pregnant and it was mine. Riley, beautiful genius that she is, had already pulled Vanessa's pharmacy records, legally, through her investigation. Birth control pills filled monthly like clockwork. Plus, the timing didn't add up. She was claiming to be 8 weeks pregnant, but we hadn't slept together in over 2 months. Math wasn't her strong suit apparently. I forwarded the email to my lawyer. Yes, I got one, who sent her a cease and desist letter. The pregnancy claims mysteriously disappeared after that. Final update. It's been 6 months since the great revelation. Vanessa eventually gave up when she realized I wasn't budging. Last I heard through the grapevine, she'd moved to another state to start fresh, which probably means finding a new mark. Antonio and I still grab beers occasionally. Weird friendship, but hey, trauma bonds are real. He's working things out with Maria in couples counseling. Turns out getting played by the same psycho is actually bringing them closer together. Life's funny like that. Riley's business has exploded. Apparently, word got out about how she handled my case, and now she's got a waiting list of people wanting their partners investigated. She bought me dinner last week to thank me for the inadvertent advertising. Best case I ever had, she said over sushi. The documentation alone was beautiful. Vanessa was so confident, she didn't even try to hide half of it. Glad my pain could be your gain. Hey, I saved you from buying a house with a con artist. You're welcome. She's not wrong. I've been in therapy, working through the trust issues. Because yeah, When someone lies to you that thoroughly for that long, it messes with your head. My therapist says I'm making good progress. I'm not ready to date yet, but I'm getting there. The funniest part? About a month ago, I got a LinkedIn request for Vanessa. Her profile said she was a senior marketing director at a company I'd never heard of. A quick search revealed the company didn't exist. Some habits die hard, I guess. I showed Riley the profile. She laughed so hard she nearly fell off her chair. Should we warn people? I asked. Already on it, she said, pulling up her laptop. I've got a whole network now. We track people like her. She won't get far. Is that legal? Sharing publicly available information about someone's employment history? Completely legal. Protecting other people from fraud? Consider it a public service. Looking back, hiring Riley was the best money I ever spent. $3,000 for 6 months of investigation work that saved me from financial ruin, a mortgage with a con artist, and God knows what else she had planned. The moral of the story? Trust your gut. When something feels off, it probably is. And if you're lucky enough to have a PI in the family, use them. Worth every penny. Oh, and Vanessa, if you're reading this, Antonio says hi. He also says you still owe him $500 for that Vegas trip. Maria's lawyer will be in touch.